You go places that you know that you don't want to go, but you tell yourself things like, maybe I should just go out. Maybe there's more to what's going on in my head, more than this little box that I stay in at home. And then what happens is you go out and then you start off strong and then you end up short. And that's because, well, we don't have a lot of energy. We're trying to give back to what we were giving. We're trying to retrieve that energy that we're just giving and giving. That's why when we go out, we have so much to say at first. You think that things are just going smooth, and then you just run out of words, and then you just come back to the place that you were once in. And it's not you the problem, it's just the fact that you haven't yet settled on what the havoc that was going on. You haven't yet succumbed to the problems in your head, and you haven't yet retrieved the energy of that which fled. The thing is, we get tired. When you're working, you're getting tired, but then on top of it, some of us, we give and we give and we give and we show up for people, and we keep showing up that we forget to show up for ourselves. And then what happens is we end up drawing the short end of the stick, and then we don't have no more energy. Why? Because we're giving. That's what we do. We're good people, and good people, we give. We don't take. We give, we give, we give. But then it comes to a time where you also have to realize that you have to be there for yourself. You have to collect your energy that you're giving out. And you see me, like, I say I have no energy, and now it's about to be 5 a.m., yet still I'm up, and that's because the havoc in my head still hasn't settled in yet. And it's like, one thing about me is that I hate being around people when I'm like this, and that's because I know not everybody wants to be around someone who's down all the time. And of course, being sad isn't something that people just want for themselves. You don't think people want to be happy, but sadness just appears. It's like a fucking rainstorm. You check the weather forecast and it said it's gonna be sunny all day, then all of a sudden you look outside and you see fucking clouds starts covering the sky. Some things are just unpredictable. Feelings are unpredictable, but you have to deal with it. And still, even in times like this, I keep showing up. But then once I get there, I realize, well, I don't belong here right now. This is not the place that I need to be right now. I need to be there for myself. And all the people that you're showing up for, look around. Not all of them are showing up for you. And that's fucked up. It's fucked up. But you know who always showed up? You did. You were always there to show up for other people and to be there when it was time to just get back in your head. You were always there. That's why I say you have to appreciate what's right in front of you, and check the mirror, and you're gonna find yourself there. It's always been there. It's always been there. It never left. Do you realize that? When everybody left you alone, the one person who stayed there was your shadow. It was your reflection in the mirror. That person was always there. The person when you wanted to be held and you just wanted arms around you to tell you it was okay. It was your arms that were cradling you and comforting you and making you feel like things were okay. And that's what put you to sleep. Your own hands. You didn't need nobody to do that because you had yourself there. And that's the biggest comfort and luxury in the world, is being there for yourself when no one else will. You have to realize that, there's only so much you could give to people, to a certain point where you have to realize that you've gave enough and there's nothing left to give. You've sat there watering that flower over and over and over again, but it refuses to grow, and now it's just time to let it go. It is. Maybe you were overwatering it to the point where it just had too much fucking moisture to soak up, that it just stopped fucking soaking up. Maybe you showed up too much to the point where it wasn't a flower where it needed that much love. It didn't need a 24/7 caregiver just sitting there whenever it felt the soil was a little bit dry to fucking fill it back up. Didn't need that. Some people, You just need to water them a little bit, let them go. And some other flowers, you just need to water them for a few months, and then it's good on its own. That's just really how it is. But you know what? Yourself and you need to be there for yourself. Always, 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 always. And you have to realize that when you're not feeling good about yourself and you decide to make the decision of, well, maybe I should go outside and it's going to make me feel better, and then all that is to come is that you're met with silence because you still don't feel good. It's because you don't belong there, not yet. You need to be there for yourself once more, and you need to give your times. Sorry, I'm tired, that's why I'm like stumbling over my words, but you just need to give yourself time to rest. You need to rest. That's what I began to realize right now, is that I'm showing up and I'm showing up and I'm showing up, but for myself I'm not. And now I feel like I'm set behind with sleep and just energy. That's because I've been giving it in other places rather than the place that needed it the most, and that was with me. And now I don't feel bad for oversleeping or taking naps, because no, I've been giving out all the energy that I had. And even when I have none, maybe I have 5%, I give it out, but then I'm left there quiet again because now I have nothing else there. That's why you have to just start you have to start being stingy. That's the thing. You have to start being picky of who deserves the energy, who deserves my words, who deserves this, because you need to understand energy is not forever. It does run out. So when you go to work, you work that 8-hour shift, that 10-hour shift, you're already a lackluster of energy. But then now on top of it, your shift just finished, and now you're going to go give it to the little bit of energy that you have left. You're tired, but still someone texts you, they said they needed you, and then you go show up. And now the little bit of energy you have conserved that was for you, you gave it to someone else. Now you're left with zero. And you know it's still good because you did a good deed, But then it's like it comes back and it catches up to you. That little bit of energy you have left that you gave out, you're resetting yourself over and over and over and over. And then you're going to be stuck at zero. Every time you get a little bit, you give it out. Every time you get a little bit, you give it out. Right now, you see, I've been giving a lot of my energy to people and just work in general. But now I realize that, what has this job done for me? Yeah, you're paying me, but as much as I'm showing up, my work is going unnoticed. I'm not being promoted. Nothing's changing. I'm there and I'm there and I'm there and I'm there and I'm there. But nothing is in store for me. So I'm not going to keep giving to something that isn't fulfilling to me. Like, what the fuck is that? So I'm going to stop. And right now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to give back to the person who deserved it the most. And that's me. And that's what you guys should also realize, that not everything is worth your energy. Things that help you grow and people that actually acknowledge what you're doing, those are the ones who matters. But the ones who just let it fly over their head, stop going there. Stop. And I promise you will see that, well, it was for the better, and now you're going to have more energy to give to the ones who actually need it. And yeah, that's what I want to say for today, and I'm going to try to get some sleep. I hope you guys start off your morning great, or if you're finally watching this some other place in the world, I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.